Okay, good morning, guys. All right, this is technically the last lesson for the whole HBL series of videos. Okay, I was thinking whether I should teach SS content or SS answering skills. I realized maybe I should do answering skills instead because SS content will be really dry if I'm going to do it via this video recording. Okay. um, Now we are shifting back to SS today. Okay, this is not something that will be tested on the test that will come up in term 3. Okay, that one will be purely on SBCS, which you are going to do the practice for as well. And when we are back, I will go through some of these things again, the SBCS skills. But of course, I need to teach new skills as well because for SA2, we'll be dealing with newer SS skills as well. Some things like reliability, um, usefulness, surprise, proof questions, okay, all revolving around the theory of reliability. The whole reliability portion of SS SVQ will be the largest portion in terms of skill requirement and how you manipulate the whole thing, okay? That's SBCS, I mean source-based case study, which is basically your source-based questions back in your Sec 1 and Sec 2. Now today I'm going to go through this SRQ. This is slightly different, it's new. It only started off in 2017. They were the first one to go and take this SRQ, an exam paper with this SRQ, okay? And well, we don't really know how the students have been doing, okay? But relatively, you in school, all right, in school, there has been a mixture of good results and bad results, and we want to look at how we're going to improve on it. And for now, we're going to learn how we're going to start on it. Now, this whole SRQ question, okay, is in section B out of your entire paper. So for today's class, right, I'm going to refer to the 2018 paper, okay, 2018 SA1. All right, the same paper that you're going to do the SPCS as homework for. Okay, so it's kind of a good reference. If you really like to do the SRQ part A only, I'm only going to teach part A today. If you really like to do part A only, and you want to add into your SBCS practice, please go ahead. All right, if you understand the lesson today and if you want to try it out, please go ahead. Okay, but let's say if you're having difficulty understanding this lesson, it's not a worry. All right, I will explain this skill again when I am going to start, when school starts. Okay, and then you can give it a go. All right, I'll definitely ask you to do practices for this. Okay, but let's say if you want to do it now, you can go ahead and do it. So I will reference the 2018 SA1 paper. It will be good if you can have the 2018 SA1 paper on your desk right now when I'm teaching this lesson, because I think that will be much better and much easier to understand what's going on. Okay, so SRQ questions. Now, the first thing first, I want to establish how this whole section works. It will be always section B. Now we have issues, okay, in this SS whole syllabus. Issue 1, 2, and 3. Okay, issue 1 is what we have learned so far about the citizenships and all. That's the more dry one. All right, issue 2, which I just started on a bit with all the different types of diversity. Okay, like race, religion, ethnicity, nationality. All right, these different types of diversity. And it will go beyond, all right, how to deal with diversity and etc. That's issue 2, basically living with diversity. Issue 3 will be your globalization, okay? Yeah, globalization, all right? So globalization will also be kind of interesting. Some parts are not so interesting, but majority of it is, all right? So that's how issues work in SS syllabus. So um, for whenever there's an issue in SBCS, so let's say the SBCS is, SBCS is section A. Okay, so if you have issue 1 in SBCS, your SRQ will be another issue. So issue 2 or 3. Okay, if you have issue 2 on SBCS, then your SRQ will be issue 1 or 3. Okay, so far we have 2017, 18, 19, and when you are Sec 4, we would have also had 2020 papers. So 4 exam papers to kind of look at and see how they've been testing, what sections they've been testing, and what might potentially come out when you are Sec 4. Okay, I will do that, of course, so don't worry about it. But yeah, in a way, it is slightly easier to easier for you as compared to the first batch that took it, because the first batch that took it had no idea what was going to come out. Okay, but so far the questions have been relatively doable. It's not very difficult questions. Okay. So section B. Now there will be one issue by itself. Now how many marks is this? This is 15 marks in total. Okay. Sorry, sidetrack a bit. This lesson won't be too long because I also want you to have the time to go and look and extract the information from the question itself. Okay, so it won't be as long as 1 hour. Okay, so 15 marks. Now it's separated into two questions, question A and question B. All right, both of which are, sorry, seven marks, and this will be 8 marks. Okay, now you do know that in your SSSBQ, SBCS, all right, source-based case study, you don't exactly use a lot of memorizing content and writing it down. Okay, most of it, I mean, in fact, 99% of it is from the sources. The only thing that you probably need content for is the usage of concepts. That's it. That's for SBCS. Now here, when you come here, all right, there's still good news. All right, the only thing you're going to memorize and write in terms of content is actually this. So only SRQB requires you to memorize and write down content. Okay, that means you are doing a bit of so-called regurgitation. Okay, but even then, like, right, um, when I teach you SRQB, I'm going to teach you all in a way that you don't exactly require to memorize a lot of things. Okay, so that we reduce the whole memorizing issue, and we focus more on writing good essays. Okay, SRQA. Then what is SRQA? All right, it's basically your own opinion. Okay, now does that mean that you cannot use things that are from the textbook? No, you can use things that are from the textbook. Okay, that's fine. All right, doesn't matter. Okay, you can use things from the textbook. Now, why are they doing this way? This is actually to encourage students to do better, because technically speaking, if you are learning how to write and explain things, if you are keeping abreast of what's happening in society, you should be able to do these two questions pretty much easily. Okay, so reading newspapers and all this are actually as much as important for the whole SS. So if you realize, all right, for the whole SS examination, out of the 50 marks that's going to be in your O levels, only 15, only 8 is actually content based. The rest of it is all not. You really need to practice thinking and applying. Okay. Okay, so we're going to touch on SRQA today. Let me erase the rest of the part. All right, and I'm going to use SRQA from the 2018 paper as the one as the example. So please refer to that when we are going through SRQA. I'm not going to start on SRQB. Okay. Okay, so we go on to SRQA, all right, and what does it mean to do this question? Now, if you realize, okay, if you flip to the page, all right, I'm going to present my screen right now. I'm going to show you what's happening on that page. Okay, so this is what it will look. Sorry, give me a moment. Okay, this is what it will look like. All right, extract. I mean the whole SRQ. I'm just referring to this page first to explain to you all what it looks like. Okay, so it will tell you the issue on top. Okay, the thing that I'm highlighting. So this is issue 1. All right, exploring citizenship and governance. 2 is the question number, so ignore that one. So this is issue 1, exploring citizenship and governance. Okay. Now there's extract 1. All right, this is extract 1. In this case, it's a dialogue and it's a cartoon. Extract 2 and 3. Question A, question B. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing right now. Okay, now, so what does that mean? All right, so number 1, all right, you need to decide which extracts for what. Okay, so extract 1. Now for SRQA, you only use extract one. Okay, only use extract one. You do not use any of the other two extracts. The reason why is question A is only based on extract one. Okay, now the nature of extract one will usually vary. Okay, usually vary, but it is not a source. Sorry, it is not a. Okay, it's not an opinion-based source, like unlike your SBQ, whereby you always have some biasness, some issue going inside the source, okay? Something that you need to think about and extract, all right? It doesn't involve those. So it's a very straightforward source, okay? Um, that is obtained from, I don't know, it can be newspaper, can be anything. Or it can even be a picture, it can be a cartoon, but the cartoon won't be political in nature either. Okay, it will be more informative. So the whole source, whole extract one is very informative. Okay, it is going to be something like your background information in your SBQ series. Okay, that's how this whole extract one works. Now, on the other hand, extract two and three for the purpose of question B. Okay, I mean, I will teach you again, but I'm just saying, extract two and three are definitely not going to be any sources at all. Okay, it's just the teacher writing some information about two factors that you need to talk about. Okay, so take note of that. So this extract one. So informative source, not biased, not opinionated in any other way. There is no opinion-based source in this extract one. Okay, but it will give you some kind of a lot of information. Okay, so what do you need to do in this essay? Okay, before I okay, never mind. Let me stop saying before I. Okay, now what do you need to do? So the mark scheme works like this. All right, so L1 1 to 2, all right, it's sorry, L1. So I wouldn't want anyone to be stuck at this level. Okay, L11 is when you have written something, it's completely out of point. There's nothing that is explained in the question actually. Okay, then you get L22 to 4. All right. So the 2 marks is identify 1 point. 3 marks is describe 1 point or identify 2 points. Okay. 4 marks is describe 2 points. Okay. So usually what students on the first time that they try to do this question, what they end up with is L24 or L23. Okay, they're able to describe 1 point, unable to describe another one or something like that. Okay. Then L3, 5 to 7, 7 being the total marks. All right, remember that. 5 is explain. Sorry. Uh, 5 to 6 is explain one source, 1 point. 6 to 7 is explain 2 points. So if you realize, if you observe the paper, all right, you realize that they always ask you for 2 opinions. It's fixed. Okay, it's fixed. It doesn't change. Every SRQ exam for all level syllabus, SRQ 8 will ask you for 2 points. Okay, 2 opinions, reasons, can be reasons, opinions, can be solutions. Okay, solutions are also common. They will ask you, they give you a problem, a societal problem, then they ask you for a solution. Okay, so they always ask you for 2. Now, how do I want you all to learn this? Okay, so during your exam, okay, the first few exams that you try, or even the practices that you try, I always wanted to focus on nailing one good paragraph, really good paragraph that has a lot of information, there's a lot of explanation that will get you the L36. So you actually only need one good paragraph to get an L36. Okay, the second good paragraph gets you one more mark, which is L37. Okay, now even during the final SC2 exam, I will actually tell you all that there's certain ways of focusing on SRQ A and B. Okay, and I'll tell you how to go about it. But for now, just remember this: we are focusing on getting the L36 for one good paragraph, well elaborated, uh, and with good explanation. Why am I suggesting this? Because in the exam sometimes it may not be easy to think of the 2 points. Okay, you may struggle to think of the 2 points, and you cannot spend time sitting down there thinking of the 2 points for a very long time. There's really not much time in the exam for you to write finish everything. So you need to write fast and you need to think at the same time. So it's good to have one good point and then move on to SRQB before you carry on with this. Okay. Of course, for those who are doing much faster, writing much faster, because I believe our class has a lot of students, quite a big bunch of y'all who are able to write really fast. Okay, I'm quite impressed. Okay, so for you, you can carry on with the L37 second paragraph. That's up to you. All right, I'm not going to stop anybody. But for students who are, why I'm saying this mainly I'm saying this for students who are kind of having issues with writing fast. Okay, maybe you're unable to come out with the point quickly. So we need to have some exam strategies as well. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay. Uh, Maybe you can copy it down somewhere. All right, just freeze the screen and then copy it down. Okay. Now I'm going to look at Okay, so what then are we going to do? Okay, so you will definitely have the extract. All right, you definitely have the extract. So extract one. Usually, this extract one is to deal with some societal issue, problem, policy, something like that. Okay, something to deal with that. All right. Now you're gonna do what you're gonna do is you're gonna extract whenever you face this question. Okay, you're gonna extract keywords. Okay, we're gonna work on the principle of keywords here. Okay, and what's the point of extracting these keywords? Now, usually for extract one SRQA, I will expect you to extract at least three keywords. Okay, why am I asking you to extract three keywords? So by extracting these three keywords from the extract, you will realize that you need to the paragraph that you're creating needs to address these three keywords. This is to ensure that you don't miss out any point of the SRQ question in itself. Now, why am I emphasizing on this? Because in O levels, it is actually a very simple question to get the marks. Okay, so they will try to differentiate who are the L36, who are the L35, who are the L37 versus the L36, or even lower versus the higher. Okay, so I need you all to be addressing every keyword. So they will look for keywords to go and find that so-called, all right, this person has missed this keyword. We feel that this keyword is important. Okay, so the whole level across the entire O level batch, they will adjust according to this particular keyword that sets the better students apart. So you need to be very careful with this, and I need you to learn to extract keywords from this very beginning. Okay, so this is what we're first going to do: extract keywords. Now, am I going to say this is a peel paragraph? No, I don't ever use the term peel. I really don't prefer to go down that line. Okay, so how do I differentiate this paragraph into? Very simple. Your paragraph will have only two portions. One is description. Oh, sorry. Yeah, description. Okay, the other one is explain. Now, of course, needless to say, you need to identify the point first. Okay, that one, if you want to put it down, you can put it down. Okay, but my focus is on description and explanation. Okay, and we're gonna extract three keywords to fit into this. What am I gonna explain? What am I gonna describe? And how am I gonna do about it? Okay, so at this point of time, all right, I'm just gonna take you all through the source later, and I will explain to you where these three keywords will come out from. Okay, so let me present the screen again. Let me see, presenting. Now, you should be seeing the paper on your screen right now, okay? So we have extract one here, like just now what I said, it's a cartoon. It gives some information, all right? And then we move on, all right? Now, I want you to remember that these three keywords, right, is not just obtained from the extract one. It can also be obtained from the question itself, okay? The question itself actually provides quite a bit of information inside here. Okay, so the question itself might give you some so-called important keywords as well. Okay, so take note of that. All right, so I'm gonna try to extract along in this video some keywords. Okay, that you might that is valid, all right? And then you are going to tell me later on, okay, you're going to tell me later on which are the three most important keywords, okay? So that'll be the kind of the question posed to you all on the Google Classroom for today's lesson, okay? So let's go back to my screen. Okay, so just have the paper beside you. I think that would be great. And then we look at the three keywords. Okay, so I'm going to extract a whole bunch of keywords. Okay, this is what I will usually start by doing for the students. Okay, we extract a whole bunch and then we try to fit in all these keywords inside. Okay, sometimes the students also do the same thing. Okay, my ex-students, they used to do the same thing. We'll extract a whole bunch and then they will decide which one's more important. Of course, the faster ones are able to extract the three quick uh, keywords very fast. Okay, okay, let's extract one. Now, extract one says fake news misleads people. We should try our best not to spread. Do you know that if you don't finish every grain of the rice, your future husband will have a lot of pimples? Okay, so basically, she's saying you shouldn't spread fake news, but then she herself is saying, talking about fake news or saying something that's fake to the kid, okay, to the child. All right, so it's pretty straightforward cartoon. Now the first word, of course, we're gonna extract is fake news. That's it. Okay, and the fact that people shouldn't try to spread it. Okay, now I would tell you what's the most common mistake that happened during this examination. All right, a lot of students, they went to use the pimple thing as the major part of the explanation. Okay, that's definitely not going to get you any marks. Please use valid answering techniques. Okay, or valid answers. Do not go and use something that doesn't make sense at all. These are all distractions that are given to you in the extract so that you may think that I may use it and then your marks won't be as high. Okay, so fake news will be the first thing you want to extract. Okay, so I need to scroll down, sorry. Okay, then it says extract one illustrates the need of Singaporeans to guard against fake news. In your opinion, why do you think fake news is a threat to Singapore? Explain your answer with reference to two reasons. So they're asking you for two reasons in this scenario. Now, because it's a cartoon based as extract one, you'll realize a lot of the information that you need to tackle is actually in the question itself. Okay, the keywords that you need to tackle in the question itself. Okay, now we're gonna look at a few things. Okay, number one, um, okay, it says illustrates news. Sorry, give me a moment. Okay, never mind. Okay, sorry, ignore the distraction for a while. Okay, so fake news. Okay, they ask you what's the need for Singaporeans to guard against fake news. So another keyword that I want to extract is guard against. Okay, it can be even phrases. Okay, guard against. All right. Next thing. Now, you may feel that it's not important. All right, but I will also extract the term Singaporeans. Now, a lot of these extract one questions, okay, question A has to deal with Singaporeans, okay. In fact, the whole SRQ is basically revolving around Singaporeans. So, because of that, it's important to extract Singaporeans. It's important to extract or to understand how the people believe, not believe, how do people react, behave in Singapore, as well as how the whole Singapore is structured. Okay, I will just throw in some simple terms later on. Okay, then next. Okay, so they ask you why do fake news. Okay, then the next thing they ask you is why do you think fake news is a threat to Singapore? So I will put threat here. Definitely threat is definitely going to be one of the keywords, okay, because it seems like it's the most important keyword. Is directly into the question itself, okay. And the last one, once again, I will extract the term Singapore. So I have a whole bunch of keywords. I don't know whether you would have extracted the same keywords beforehand, but this is what we are dealing with. Okay, fake news guard against Singaporeans, threat and Singapore. Okay, so I want you to take the time, okay, to think about it. Okay, to think about it. Hmm. And then decide which three keywords are the most important. Okay. Now, instead of posting a question on Google Classroom, I think I will let you all, because since we have some time, okay, I'll let you all take this small amount of time just to think about which is the most important keywords, okay? Then I will tell you all which one are the most important ones. Okay, now I hope you have understood. You could actually also pause the video, right? Pause the video and think longer if you need to. And then you tell me which are the three most important keywords. Actually, don't need to tell me. I mean, you just check accordingly and they'll work. Okay. Now, definitely, um, this has to be inside. Okay, fake news has to be inside because it is the main revolving issue here. You need to put it inside because that will kind of like link to what's happening down there. Okay, definitely. Now, here is the trick. This question has so many layers to it. Okay, the first layer in extract one is it talks mainly about guarding against fake news. Okay, second layer in the question itself, you actually twist the question and ask whether there is fake news is actually a threat to Singapore. Why do you think it's a threat to Singapore? So which one then is important? Okay, you will realize okay that the important part is actually the question, all right, inside the SRQ-A, which means that technically this and this will not be important. Okay, the threat portion and Singapore portion is important. Now you may think that I'm being very slow in terms of explanation. Okay, but you will realize that this is actually one of the easier questions to do. Questions will get tougher in the future. Okay, so please just bear with me if you're already fast enough to realize that. Okay, now next thing, how are you going to put it into describing and explaining? What is describing? What is explaining? Now, definitely under describe, you will have a few things. Okay, usually describe will have contain more things than explain. Okay, explain is usually to the question, to answer the question. Okay, so out of these three keywords, two will probably go inside here, another one will probably go inside here. Okay, definitely fake news, you're going to put it under description. Okay, why do I put it under there? Now, the major term that is down there, if you realize this question has not defined fake news to you yet. Okay, so it gives an example, but you're not going to use the example because that's a fake example. Okay, that is in itself quite a ridiculous example. So you want to try to put and identify what, not identify, what is, describe what is fake news first. Okay, so that's one part of your paragraph in itself because the type of threat that you're going to identify later will be different in nature of what the fake news is. Okay, are you talking about fake news regarding racial issue? Are you talking about fake news regarding the government not doing its job? Yeah, what kind of fake news? Now, this, of course, this COVID-19 situation, you got a lot of fake news coming out, so you can use that as examples as well. Now, next thing, I will put threat here as well. Okay, why is it a threat? So I want to tell the marker what the threat is exactly. Okay, so that's also part of your identifying the point. Okay, what is the threat exactly that you're dealing with? Okay, and the two threats in this question has to be different. Okay, so the two reasons regarding this threat has to be different so that you get the two different paragraphs complete. Last point, what are you then explaining? Okay, so it is linked. So from the threat, you want to explain directly to Singapore. Now, this is what I meant. A lot of students, not what I meant, sorry. Okay, a lot of students will miss out the whole issue on Singapore. They will do number one, number two, and then they think done. Actually, in fact, most students across the O level, let's say if this is the O level question, they will do number two, threat, because this is the question's direct keyword. Okay, so they will use threat, they just write about threat. That's it, finish, full stop. Okay, so I want you to be at the upper hand, and I wanted to extract these other keywords so that you're having a question that you're having an answer that explains everything in this question instead of just one portion of it. Okay, so what are we doing with it? So we first, in a single paragraph, we start about talking about, of course, we identify what is the threat first, because that's the question. Then after that, we talk about what exactly is, which fake news are you referring to that causes this particular threat. Okay, which fake news are you, like I said, is it about race? Is it about the government? Is it about some event that's happening? Is it about the COVID-19? I don't know, anything. Okay, what type of fake news are you referring to that causes the particular threat? And this threat has to be explained in the nature of Singapore. Okay, so a few key things that you might want to write down whenever we are dealing with Singapore. Okay, I'm going to erase the so-called this portion. Okay, because yeah, I mean we're done with the three keywords. Okay, so I'm going to write down some key things. Whenever you look at Singapore, what are the important things that we deal with? Okay, so first thing, definitely we are dealing with a small country. So putting it into context of fake news will spread a lot faster in Singapore because it's a small country. Now we are dealing with a technologically savvy country. I spell savvy correctly. Okay, I mean technological country lah. Okay. We're a technological country. All right, we are very advanced in terms of technology. Spreading fake news will be pretty fast. Okay, you can use, I mean, you can use technological advancement for other points as well, other questions as well. Depends on what kind of scenario. I'm just listing out as many as possible. Okay, next thing, we are also multiracial. This is a big issue that usually comes up in a lot of situations, okay, especially to do with citizenship, diversity, etc. Because the multiracial issue can be a sensitive issue across different points that can be made. Okay, what else? Okay, when we go to globalization, maybe we can also say smaller defense force. Okay, all these can be different points. Small country that, okay, of course, you can add more if you like to. I'm just listing out a few in this scenario. You definitely can add a lot more. Okay, and I think as we do more questions, we will add more. All right, so once again, back to the keywords here. All right, so you deal with a paragraph. In your paragraph, how are you going to write it? Actually, the markers, we're not too particular about what is the flow of your answer, which means that you can explain first before you describe. It can be varied. Okay, it can be varied. Of course, best is to achieve this flow, but if you don't have it, it's okay. Important thing for now is to address three important keywords. Okay, now, but that being said, the most important thing, the first sentence should always identify the point. Don't go with that. So when they ask you why do you think fake news is a threat, you must tell me what is the threat first. Okay, so that's the first point, identifying the point. So identifying the point, you identify two, you already get L2 3. Sorry. Okay, so that being noted. Okay. Yeah, so that's it actually for SRQA. Now so to throw away the question that I asked just now, because I wanted to actually ask her to write down the keywords, maybe I'll put up this question instead. Okay, let me change the question and ask you to come up with one reason. Very simple. I don't need you to explain the whole reason like this. Okay, just tell me one reason on the Google Classroom. Why do you think fake news is a threat to Singapore? Okay, just in one sentence is fine. Okay, I don't need you to explain first. So we get a whole bunch of answers down there, and we can share with each other, okay? Because everyone will be looking at it. I think it'll be good time to collate and look at answers also, okay? Yeah, that's it for actually today's class. All right, not too long. I hope so. I didn't exactly. Yeah, okay. I mean, never mind. Yeah, I hope so. All right. I hope you understand what SRQA is dealing with. It's a relatively easy question to deal with. Just that identifying these keywords is an important thing to do. Okay, we will look at a lot more practices before your essay too, so don't worry too much about it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, class. All right. So I hope this is the last HBR video. Honestly, can't wait to be back in classrooms. Okay. See you all soon. Have a good break as well. All right. Please do your homework as well. Keep up your studying. I just want to say once again that the geography test results, it was one of the better ones that I've seen in the class so far. Okay, so keep it up, and we should be on the right track. Those who have failed, once again, if you need specific guidance regarding the questions, uh, I can do, I think for your sec 3, most likely I can only do video consultations on week 3 and 4. Okay, I don't know whether I'm allowed to let you all come back because the coming back is only for the graduating classes, which is the sec 4 class. Okay, so do let me know regarding if you do require some video consultation regarding your exam paper, uh, the test paper. Okay, all right, thank you, class. Cheers.